I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world, there's room for everyone. The good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful. But we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls. It has barricaded the world with hate. It has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness, gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent. All will be lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for goodness of men, cries out for universal brotherhood and the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world. Millions of despairing men, women, and little children. Victims of a system that makes men torture.
America, we are back, baby. Welcome to another episode of America Unfiltered. Glad to have you guys back on the show today. We got a crazy topic today. I haven't watched the video either, but we're going to go in and do a live reaction to Candace Owens' newest video where she talks about Erica Kirk. It seems like she's starting a mini-series similar to her Brigitte Macron one. And I'm someone who's been pretty critical of Candace. You know, in a lot of ways, I think she's kind of a fucking retard. But I will say, there's something drawing me to this a little bit. And to be honest, none of it has to do with any of Candace's actual findings, which is the funny thing. Everything drawing me to this is the reaction we're getting from certain people within the media that I normally distrust. The entire Zionist lobby, Dan Bongino, that fucking stupid bald cunt, Ben Shapiro, that ugly bitch, Mark Levin, Laura Loomer, all the usual retards and suspects. They've been extremely critical of this new docuseries that Candace is releasing, so makes me inclined to do a review on it and check it out for myself, because, again, I disagree with these people. They seem to hate it. I'm not a big fan of Candace, so I'm kind of in the middle here, where I feel like I would be a good voice for someone to review a video like this, because, like I said, I was pro-Charlie. I liked Charlie a lot, even though I disagreed with him on a couple things, specifically the Zionist issue, but I've been very critical of Candace. I've been outspoken about calling her a fucking retard many times, but at the same time, all the people who are denouncing this and denouncing her on social media, I seem to disagree with as well. So I feel like, why not do a reaction video to it? Check out what Candace is saying about Erica Kirk in this newest video. See if it's continuing on the grift or if there's any breaking revelations in this. So with that, we are going to go right into it. We'll read all the comments at the end of the show. Rate the show 5 stars on Spotify. Like, smash the follow button, leave a comment. Like I said, we read all the comments at the end of each show. Follow me on X, Instagram, whatever platform you're watching on. Just hit that little follow or subscribe button there. Join my Telegram as well by scanning the code up in the corner. Stay updated on all things America Unfiltered. And before we get into the review, I want to talk about some things I'm hearing about the State of the Union last night. I did my review of that last night, live as it was happening, and some people were like, "Oh, Trump derangement syndrome. You didn't seem to like what Trump." It's like, if you're a fan of Trump, you clearly just, like all the people who stood up and fucking clapped like slaves, you loved it. If you weren't a fan of Trump, or if you're kind of in the middle like me, then you didn't see much. There wasn't anything attractive about it. I mean, Donald Trump, he didn't announce anything that breaking. He failed to actually deliver on the promises of laying out any plans for Iran. It seems like it's very clear we're going to go bomb Iran for Israel again. Donald Trump has not done anything about affordability in the nation or done anything to actually help the founding stock of this nation, but then he wants to get up there and chant success, 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 and it's like, okay, this is just more pandering and bullshit. This is a facade. This is fugazi. It's nothing. It's all made up. So, yeah, I was extremely disappointed with the State of the Union last night. It kind of went as I expected. It was just a bunch of retards clapping as Donald Trump said nothing new. And you saw front row, you saw the entire lineup of criminals, you saw Pam Bondi, the dumb blonde bitch, you saw Howard Lutnick, the guy who literally just stole billions of dollars, the guy who missed 9/11, the guy who lived next to Epstein, was on Epstein's island. So yeah, I didn't find the entire thing to be very good, but some people are like, Trump derangement syndrome. It's like, you guys are retards. I give Trump props when he does something well. There were many times during the speech where I was like, yeah, I support that. Yeah, I like that. But the people who are like Trump derangement syndrome, you're a fucking retard. You're a certified Class A fucking retard, and I don't feel bad about saying it. So, with that, we're going to get right into the show. Like I said, smash the follow button, smash the like button, leave a comment. All the comments read at the end of each show. And we have actually 2 episodes to read comments for today, because like I said, we did the State of the Union, and we did the review of Tyler Oliveira's video yesterday, which that one was very interesting to me. But yeah, we're gonna do the review of Candace's video today. It's just another slow fucking news day. Like, for anyone who's like, oh, what's happening around the country today? Let me read you guys what's trending right now. What are the trending news topics? It's Ben Shapiro urging Trump to strike Iran. Again, is that anything fucking new? He's been begging Trump to do that for 8 months, and we've been talking about Iran a decent bit. James Fishback leads young Republicans in Florida poll. I've been covering that. Candace Owens, which that's what we're going to talk about today. Ramaswamy outreach to Ohio Orthodox Jews draws cheer and backlash. It's like, okay, there's really fucking nothing happening. Like, literally nothing fucking happening. Those are the trending news topics today. So, like I said, I think we're covering one of the more interesting ones on that list. There's really fucking nothing happening. But let's go right into it. Let's start with the review of Candace Owens' newest video, trashing Erica Kirk. And like I said, I think Erica Kirk's a conniving twat. I think she's a bitch. And I'm sorry, Charlie, for saying that, but it's like, I don't know. It's pretty clear Erica Kirk is not a decent human being. And there's a lot of weird things coming out about her. So I'm interested to see what Candace has to say. But I will say at the start of this, I really don't think that Erica was behind Charlie's murder in any way. I think that part of Candace's theory is extremely flawed. But like I said, we're gonna check it out. I get shit a lot when I talk about Candace. Like literally every time I talk about Candace, I get like 10 people who go and right in a row they'll fucking rate my show 0 stars. And it's like, okay, maybe you guys don't want to deal with truth sometimes. But it's like, I don't know. The fact that everybody in a coordinated attack went against Candace on this, that's a little bit interesting. And it's interesting enough for me to check it out and, you know, give her the benefit of the doubt here. We're gonna go into this with a completely open mind. The only thing in my mind about Candace that I'm gonna carry into this is the belief I've always had about her for the most part. That black women on average have like an IQ of 82 in America, and I find it pretty crazy the idea that Candace is like the sole black female genius that exists. But let's check it out. Let's see what she's got to say.
Okay, you guys, there is a very strange thing happening right now where a young woman with absolutely zero professional qualifications has been inserted at the top of a charity organization that pulled in over $250 million last year. And the media is telling you that you have no right to know or to ask anything about her. The argument being made is that her husband was murdered. Therefore, she has a right to assume the position. And despite the fact that Turning Point USA is a literal charity, and therefore it's not even have to pay tax on that $250 million plus or pay tax on the alleged future billions that it's due to rake in thanks to a deal with a man named Pierre, these talking heads are claiming that the public simply wanting to ensure the person who is running that organization is, I don't know, at a bare minimum, moderately honest about who she says she is. No, that inquiry makes you a monster. So I guess your job is to head to work 9 to 5, receive a flurry of unsolicited emails and text messages reminding you that Charlie Kirk, the innocent man that you watched be executed in broad daylight live, you're to be reminded that that was her Charlie. My Charlie needs your help. Here's how you can give us your 401k and house. The emails have been landing into your inbox at an alarming rate, saying things like that. There's virtually nothing that the feds are telling us about his murder that makes any objective sense. But if you're feeling weird about any of that, you're reminded constantly that she is a grieving widow. She's a grieving widow. That sentence, in my opinion, is this year's Trust the Science. She's a grieving widow.
Yeah, I haven't liked that argument either. And I actually kind of support Candace's argument on this. I don't think just because Erica's a grieving widow doesn't mean we can't criticize her. I mean, she is the CEO of the largest political organization in the country. So I do think it's fair to scrutinize and look into her. So I agree with Candace there. I don't necessarily, like I said, I don't really agree with Candace's final conclusion that Erica was behind it all. I think that's flawed. I don't necessarily think the story we're being told by the FBI is true either, though. So, like I said, we're going to look into this.
The mainstream media, of course, Zionists implied, are effectively telling you to roll up your sleeves and get the vaccine again, dopes. Tyler Robinson did it. Erica Kirk is grieving. Please allow her to do so in the privacy of the billion-dollar charity that she took over. Remember when they did the 6 feet social distancing thing? They cast that spell? Let your granddad die alone in the hospital. If you desire to see your grandma this Thanksgiving, it's because you're a demon from the gates of hell.
All right, let's get to it.
Resist your human instincts. Obey the government. It's the same kind of messaging, the same kind of emotional manipulation.
Not really. There was a
Still
threat of law there.
About who Erica Kirk is and why she seems to have lied many times on record. Well, you're Satan, and I'm sorry that you are. And also, I would like to remind you that you are destroying Charlie's legacy. Now, it is very important that I remind you, we haven't even said anything yet. A 2-minute trailer resulted in one of the most aggressive preemptive PR strikes that I have ever seen. They posted photos of my manager's infant daughter, my makeup artist, my family members. Lots of voicemail from my producer. Okay, well, this was initially supposed to be just 3 episodes. Now I'm thinking about a season 2 and a season 3. Because if you haven't quite figured me out yet or thought through how we got here, I don't like
that part's crazy. I'm thinking about a season 2 or a season 3. It's like, okay, bitch, get over yourself. Like, that's crazy. a season 2. You don't even know the full fucking story. None of us actually do. And you might be investigating it, but season 2 and season 3 is a crazy fucking comment, Candace. Come on.
When innocent people are targeted and attacked and on rare occasions shot in the neck in broad daylight. No one blinked when entire investigative series and books were written about Hillary Clinton, Michelle Obama, Meghan Markle, because they're public figures. I've effectively endured 10 years in politics with nonstop exposés and investigations into my background, but we're told Erica is somehow untouchable. Let me tell you something.
I will say Candace's background is kind of funny. She I mean it's a grift and it's stupid, but it's like she got money because she sued was it her ex-boyfriend? She sued somebody in her town. I think it was her ex-boyfriend for calling her the N-word. Kind of crazy. It's like that's a grift. That's stupid as shit.
Truth does not require a multi-million-dollar PR campaign. It also does not fear inspection. So welcome to Bride of Charlie.
We have nothing to hide.
Where should we begin in the story? I think maybe with just a blanket statement. Something is not right with Erica Kirk. And despite
Agreed.
a most aggressive influence campaign, which at one point even included a signed letter from the Secretary of Treasury assuring us that Turning Point is above board, an amazing organization, and despite, in addition to that, a flurry of homosexual men making over dramatic videos about sheer evil, no, not mass murdering children, sheer evil, investigating someone at the helm of a billion-dollar company. Despite all of that, the public remains unconvinced that she is simply a grieving widow, because she isn't simply a grieving widow. She's also the CEO and chairman of an organization. In fact, during our preparation for this series, an investigative journalist named Elizabeth Lane went viral on X because what she authored about Erica was brilliant. It just was objectively brilliant. It gave voice to what millions of people worldwide were feeling, but didn't exactly know how to express. And I'm going to read you her words in their entirety because I think it's very important, okay? Elizabeth Lane wrote, "I'm going to be blunt. I have reached the point where I find Erica Kirk to be deeply disturbing, not because of rumors or gossip, but because of consistent, observable patterns of behavior. To be clear, everything I say in this post is my opinion. I am not claiming this as a fact. I am saying this is what I think Erica Kirk is. I come from the world of acting and modeling. I have spent..."
What I will say is Erica Kirk, I mean, I've said it, but Erica Kirk's behavior is definitely fucking odd. I mean, her eyes alone are pretty crazy. Like the way her eyes fucking have that demon look in them. Pretty insane.
Years around social climbers, opportunists, image curators, and people who treat relationships like ladders. That is why I left that world. Most of these people are shallow and harmless. A few are dangerous. Erica falls into the latter category not because she is just ambitious, but because of how calculated and performative her ambition appears to be. I believe she may be a psychopath. What stands out immediately is the reaction that she provokes in other people, which is very common with psychopaths. Across the board, including people who support her publicly, the private reaction is the same. It's, I can't watch her. It's not a criticism, it's just a physical discomfort. People turn off interviews because the presentation feels artificial to the point of being unbearable. Let me explain. That kind of response does not happen accidentally and does not happen often. Research in psychology shows that humans are highly sensitive to emotional incongruence, mismatches between a facial expression, tone, and content. When the effect appears simulated rather than genuine, the brain registers it as a threat. This activates discomfort and avoidance, even if the person cannot consciously explain why. So many...
Breaking news, Candace might be able to read a little bit. That's a shock to me. I thought Candace couldn't read at all. So, at least we know she could read a little bit.
Many of us felt this way, but we could not explain why we could not watch her. Studies on psychopathy, particularly those building on the work of psychologists like Robert Hare, describe traits such as a rehearsed emotional display and shallow affect. These traits can create what observers experience as an uncanny interpersonal dynamic. The discomfort arises, and people want to shut it off because most people rarely encounter extreme affective mimicry in everyday life, so the brain struggles to categorize what it is detecting. Erica is attractive enough, and she had every tool in her possession to sell this organically, except for one thing: emotion. The entire story of what happened could have helped her sell this fully. She really would have been the last person on earth to be a suspect, if not for the FBI's terrible mistakes, Turning Point USA's lies, and her very fake performance. Plenty of attractive, ambitious women move through media spaces without triggering that response, even though we know what they are. This is about something else, an extreme disconnect between presentation that she puts out and the perceived authenticity. Erica is not the archetype of a model actress seeking money and fame and then settling into a quiet life with a wealthy, good-looking husband. She is the wolf type, who wants to be in the place of that husband. She is not born for a supporting role. She's a decision maker. She appears to pursue proximity to power, moving fluidly between television, nonprofits, branding opportunities, and ideological spaces that maximize her exposure. Her previous partners are guys that women like her would date, muscular, jacked, good-looking, even though they are not people with huge potential. They are all somewhat established. They are good stepping stones until the right person shows up. Now looking at her previous partners, I would say that Charlie probably was not her type visually, but he was exactly what she was looking for in a man. potential to be a great power. What Erica was looking for is the same thing Hillary Clinton was looking for when she met Bill. She recognized that Bill Clinton was her ticket to power, the power that she could control, and she was right. She realized that she could create a great brand out of him and herself, and they still are a brand, the Clintons. No one in this world can say that those two love each other. They are a brand that works. That's why she's sticking around despite Epstein and Lewinsky. Also, if you think Bill is the decision maker there, you must have never been in close proximity to the Clintons. She moves the game. She is the decision maker. Erica saw a brand with Charlie. She also saw that Charlie could one day become president of the United States if he wanted to. Charlie had the ear of the most powerful segment of any society, students. He was going to be a very important player in politics, and she was not missing that ride. What is striking is how
I do think they're right about that. I do think Charlie inevitably would have been president of the USA one day. I think it probably would have been J.D. Vance running with Charlie as VP, and then Charlie would have tried to be the next president, most likely. I don't know. But that's what I would picture. But I do find it funny that like 10 minutes of her first episode is going to be her reading someone else's tweet.
completely. Her public identity reshapes itself after that relationship begins. The aesthetic, the tone, the values, the presentation all change. Overnight, the persona shifts into the role that best suits Charlie's world. Devoted Christian, modest, a supportive housewife. That kind of rapid adaptation is quite impressive for a usual person, but not for a psychopath because they do it all the time. In my head, the story goes like this. For a moment, it works. She becomes the wife of a rising political figure with access to donors, institutions, and national platforms. At that point, the ceiling isn't social media influence. It's empire building, foundations, global reach, a legacy, a brand, the Kirks. It's obvious that Charlie listens to her, whether it's about donors or the trajectory of Turning Point USA. The most influential figure in any mentally healthy man's life is going to be his wife. She's going to be the biggest influence, and that is just how it is. That is why you need to pick your partner wisely. And everything was going well until Charlie began making decisions based on conscience rather than expansion and money. He turns down money. He refuses to play dirty politics. I'm assuming someone like Erica, who married into this because she had a vision for this brand, would not be very happy about that. The life she appears to have signed up for, the power couple, expanding influence, historical relevance, was collapsing into something else entirely. Domesticity, housewife, kids, and now Charlie refusing to accept the money that can make him a global power. A supporting role instead of center stage is not her thing. Her husband died a few days ago, and she walks onto the stage as if she was born there. It comes naturally to her. She knows it and she wants it. Just days after her husband's death, she was already laying out ambitious plans for the company over Zoom. It's obvious she was always deeply involved in the business and knew exactly where to pick up when her turn came. What people struggle to watch, what makes the screen unbearable, is not grief. It's the absence of emotional continuity. Performances can be learned. Trust me, as a former actress, I can speak to that. But emotion cannot be improvised or mimicked if you've never experienced it. That's why I think we are dealing with a psychopath who has never really experienced these emotions and does not know how to play them. And audiences feel it instantly. It's fake. Again,
I mean, that's a bad argument. Stupid fucking argument. She's never experienced. Yeah, she's never experienced the death of a husband before. That, no shit. Okay, the fact that Candace picked this tweet to read is kind of retarded.
Opinion. It's a good place to start. It is a good place to start because there are a lot of things that Elizabeth said there that I think I am going to be able to prove, adapting her personality to suit the people that she meets, the lies that she tells. I've done a lot of work here speaking to ex-boyfriends, speaking to old classmates. I really wanted to get a sense of who Erica was. And also, in a word, yes, I concur. There is something about her. I don't know any single personality in the media or politics that has had the same effect that Erica has had on people worldwide. She's a rare bird, okay? She has actually managed to unify the left and the right on a single perspective. Think about that, how amazing that is. Say what you will about Hillary Clinton, but she had a true following on the left, right? It was a bloody match back in 2016. Now, beyond Erica, what Elizabeth is diving into here is psychology, right? She's guessing and she's speaking about psychology, a social science that was created, to be very clear, by German mystical Jews, right? They believed in mystical Judaism. They were practicing the occult. Now, if you are a regular viewer of this show, you know that I have sort of obsessed myself with this history over the past 2 years, the books that we read in book club, all about the very dark history of modern psychology and its direct relationship to child abuse, trauma-based mind control. That's what the book, The Assault on Truth, lays out. This person wasn't just an author that was guessing when he wrote this book. He was in control of the Sigmund Freud archives and lost his entire career just trying to ring the alarm on what these scientists knew. He explains that they abuse children with the goal of transforming them into future psychopaths that can be controlled. That is the science that was brought here to America via Operation Paperclip. What began as Project Monarch in Germany ultimately became MK Ultra in America. The Manson murders, the 60s, all of that was our government, CIA gone wild after the assassination of JFK. For drugging and experimenting upon citizens with the explicit goal of controlling minds, social engineering, making people get into a formation. These are indisputable and historical facts. This brought forth the dawn of serial killers in America, too many of them with curious ties to the military. Yeah, MK Ultra was a military-grade program. Truthfully, behind every unthinkable crime is a deranged psychologist and a prescription cabinet. If you think that MK Ultra ever stopped, I hope that the Epstein files and the stunning defense of the Epstein files from our quote-unquote elites helped to shatter that illusion for you. We discussed MK Ultra during the Kamala Chronicles. Emmanuel Macron, the president of France, is suing me for merely mentioning MK Ultra on Tim Dillon's show. How bizarre. Why is the president of France, who himself is a victim of minor sex abuse, so concerned about that conversation being opened up. Independent study into Sigmund Freud and what he and his colleagues were doing in Vienna is crucial for you to understand what is going on in this world and the way that the world works, okay? Now, pivoting back to Erica and her story, I will tell you my personal opinion and my experience with her. What alarms me about Erica isn't so much the fact that she lies, which we will prove to you over and over again.
Here's what I want to know from my audience. Do you guys think Candace tried to fuck Charlie back in the day and Charlie wouldn't do it, and maybe that's why Candace is upset? Like, I think it actually is kind of likely. I think it's likely that Candace was either always in love with Charlie or tried to fuck him and he rejected her. Those are the things that go through my head. That's what I think is the most likely. And again, I still think Erica Kirk's a crazy bitch, but I don't think she's behind the murder. And I think a lot of this is just here's the thing. At first, when I was criticizing Candace, I was calling her disingenuous. But realistically, I actually think she believes all this stuff. I actually think she believes that Erica Kirk was behind Charlie's murder. And I just don't think the evidence is there to prove that. Is something wrong with Erica? Sure. We could definitely acknowledge that. Was she behind the murder? Probably not. I think Candace is letting her love or lust for Charlie or whatever it is get in the way of this investigation that she's doing.
But it's also the fact that I don't know that she's aware that she's lying. It's almost as though she doesn't remember. Like the version that she's telling us today.
And really quick, it's almost scarier that Candace believes herself sometimes. Like it's almost a scary idea that Candace is genuine about this stuff and not grifting. Sometimes that's actually scarier.
Or yesterday was just recently downloaded into her mind, and she therefore thinks it's true, like a faulty memory or something. I'm saying that I'm not sure if she's fully aware that she's lying, because it's like some of the lies are so stupid. She's just sort of going. I want you to also know, by the way, of course, we reached out ahead of this episode. We reached out to her specifically with just 4 questions pertaining to past statements that she's made that do not appear to align with the reality of what we had discovered. Okay. For example, just one example, we are told that Erica Frantzwey was raised by a strong, independent, entrepreneurial, single mother who taught her how to be a good Christian, a devout Catholic mother. Lori Frantzwey, right? As an aside, that this Catholic mom, who am I to judge Catholics, but she's been married 4 times that I can see. We'll talk about that more down the line. More importantly, though, you will recall that Erica sat down for an in-person interview with the New York Times days after Charlie was publicly assassinated, and she confirmed to them that the least traumatizing part about Charlie's assassination was the prospect of her now having to raise her children alone. She wasn't traumatized by that idea because she had seen the example set for her by her mother growing up. As People magazine later echoed, quote, Erica Kirk has learned a lot from her mother, Lori Frantzwey. After welcoming her daughter in November of 1988, Frantzwey divorced Erica's father, Kent Frantzwey, and raised her as a single mother in Scottsdale, Arizona. Lori spent nearly 2 decades working for General Electric before founding multiple companies in the network security industry, according to her LinkedIn. So you can see they're seeding the public with the idea that you can raise kids and be a single mom and also be a CEO and boss babe it. Okay. The only problem is that it's just not true. Erica was not.
Someone asked my go-to Zin flavor. I use Velos, or Zin or Velo. You said I use Velos. I like dragon fruit or the cappuccino. I have the cappuccino right now. I just ran out of dragon fruit the other day.
Raised by a single mother, like at all. Erica's father, Kent Frantzwey, by the way, he's Kenneth Frantzwey, but he goes by Kent, was always in her life. So much so that for entire years of her childhood, Kent was actually a stay-at-home dad. So almost the exact opposite thing was true at one point. Now, you don't have to take my word for it. You can actually take Erica's. Take a listen.
Hold on. I do not want to knock the stay-at-home dads. I do not. There are some who had to temporarily have to switch that role. That happened to my parents a long time ago. Granted, again, they got a divorce, so that probably falls into your bucket. But
I am an anthropologist.
But my dad was a stay-at-home dad for a few years, and I got to say it was really sweet and really special. I was 4, but that was...
Of course, it's not an indictment of the morality.
No, but if you're saying from the get-go, I want to be a stay-at-home
It is a imbalance.
dad.
It's an imbalance of nature.
So stay-at-home dad for a couple of years. She remembers it, so I would assume started at 4 for a couple of years. People don't typically remember being 1 and 2, and now he wasn't in her life. Now, to be clear, Erica was 10 years old when her parents divorced in 1998. So her father was very much a part of her early childhood, and he did not stop being involved in her teenage years either. I've spoken with classmates, past boyfriends, and people are generally bewildered as to why Erica is now publicly representing as though she does not have a relationship with Kent, the man that she claims is her father at least. Or also something she fails to mention is that even if you remove Kent, Erica was raised with her stepfather in her home, a man named Larry Ginta. In her high school yearbook, actually, Kent is included, her father, biological father, in a collage, and so are his parents, her grandparents, Carl and Elaine. So we can reasonably assume that her father was in her life. We can also assume from that photo that Erica was exceedingly close to her stepfather too. You can bring that back up and I'll show that. But he's featured there too. You've got Larry in the photo because he has been a fixture in her life since before her parents' divorce was ever finalized. Because both
I mean, just to give some added perspective to this, I had one of these in my yearbook too. You don't do this. Your parents do it for you. So it's not a surprise that the stepdad's in there. Like, the mom probably put that in there for the stepdad, or the stepdad asked to be it. Like, I don't know. That's nothing breaking. Like, that's kind of normal, actually.
he and his son are also in the collage. I confirmed with classmates Larry and Lori were together since Erica's elementary school days. In other words, Erica grew up in a situation that is now termed as a bonus dad. Both her biological father and her stepfather figure were present and all living in and around the Scottsdale area. So why this little public misrepresentation? I would be super offended if I was a stay-at-home dad. And then suddenly you've got someone saying, I was all alone. My mom did it all by herself. Now you will see throughout this investigation that there are a lot of little wrinkles like this in Erica's story. The question is, what broader purpose do they serve? Because I thought about that, and I remember reading in Xavier Poussard's book, Becoming Brigitte, that it is actually an intentional strategy of deception, a strategy used by the media in creating and curating a legend about, in this case, he was talking about Brigitte, how the press would intentionally make minor edits or overlook certain dates, small adjustments made over a long period of time, a date wrong here, an age miscalculation there, just ever so slightly, because minor tweaks over a long period of time aren't noticeable, even though they ultimately amount to a big lie. This is exactly what I have found to be immediately frustrating about examining Erica's life. Minor tweaks that almost look like they could be mistakes. And you go, but really? Do people make these kinds of mistakes? Let's start with her birthday. Okay, I'll give you another example here. Erica France Faye, we are told, was born on November 20th, 1988 in Cincinnati, Ohio. Great, there's a newspaper relic announcing her birth 2 weeks later on December 6th. It tells us that she was born at Good Samaritan Hospital. Fantastic. To Kent and Lori France Faye. Check. Amazing. By the way, it's just something to know about Good Samaritan Hospital. A little fun fact. That actually used to be the U.S. Marines Hospital, one that once upon a time caused a little bit of a scandal for unethically experimenting on brains of patients. Anyway, the story goes that the U.S. Marine Hospital just up and decided to gift the hospital to the Catholic Sisters of Charity out of the goodness of their Marine hearts or something, because our military is known for that, just being really, really kind and giving up hospitals. Point is, we learned from this newspaper clipping that Erica was born on November 20th, and she maintains that birthday today. But oddly, that would be news to her parents. Kent and Lori, for whatever reason,
I actually don't find it odd that the military would, like, if they decommissioned a hospital, that they would give it to a charity or sell it to a religious organization. I don't find that to be crazy odd. But we'll see what else she's got to say.
Think that Erica was born 2 days later on November 22nd. We know this because of their divorce filings, which took place in 1998. On that divorce initial filing, Lori, who filed, lists Erica as having been born on November 22nd, multiple times. Now, in case you're thinking, well, maybe this was a mistake, you should know that the filing done by her mother, Lori, only has 4 statements of fact. It's effectively a one-pager. One of the facts is that Kent and Lori were married on November 20th, 1995 in Marblehead, Massachusetts. So they decided to get married on what would have been Erica's 7th birthday. Okay, that's strange. I mean, at least the birthday she says she has, but this document is saying, no, she's born 2 days later, so I guess it wasn't her 7th birthday. Attached to this document, which was filed on July 20th, 1998, is another document that I can only assume was scanned in with an intention to further confuse people. It's a separation agreement, which is not notarized, it's not dated, so it's almost not relevant, and it completely edits the date of the marriage between Kent and Lori from November 20th, 1995 down to November 7th, 1982. A casual 13 years and 13 days wiped out, okay? Like I said, you can just ignore that because I think that document was just put in there to confuse people. Take it from me, I'm a notary, one in the state of New York, although my license is expired. You can't just skip over a notary portion of a document and
Candace is a
just be fine
notary.
with that. In fact, we decided to dig through Ohio law and other publicly available divorce documents to see what they look like, and they are legitimate. And here's a side-by-side, so you can see on the right is what is scanned into their file with totally different dates. And on the left, you can see that that's what it should look like. You get it notarized, okay? But it's going to get even more absurd when we examine the divorce decree. So for the uninitiated, the first document is just the filing. I, Lori, am pursuing a divorce, and here are the facts. And now what comes after that is the decree or the final judgment, okay? Now, I do want to note that this was the fastest divorce in the history of divorce. She filed on July 20th, 1998, and then we have a decree on November 10th of the same year. So this is like 3 months later. Once again, the marriage date is listed, the initial marriage date between Kent and Lori, as November 20th, 1995 in Marblehead, Massachusetts. But oddly, you can see that somebody just went in and tried to edit that date by hand afterward, adjusting the wedding date down this time to 1985, not 1982, hoping, I guess, that no one would catch that. I guess the unnotarized.
I don't know. Lawyers kind of do that. That's how they make corrections. Maybe it wasn't the not being notarized is a little weird, for sure. But someone changing a date with pencil, that's how a lawyer would do it, most likely. They wouldn't retype the whole document.
1982 that we saw in the initial filing was too difficult.
But usually they would have to put a signature somewhere near it as well. So that's weird that that's missing. So she maybe she's on to something with this.
It would have been too obvious. So this time they're attempting to do it by hand and edit the date of marriage back just 10 years, not 13 years. This is not subtle. It is not normal, and it bothers me greatly. Take it from someone who is chronically being sued. That is not how modifications work on court documents. You can't just use a pen and write something on a divorce decree. You just can't do that. People have to initial. You got to date. You got to see who saw it. This is crazy to me. My suspicion, and again, this is just a general suspicion, is that this was done after the fact. Maybe someone had a friend down at the county clerk who was responsible for scanning those docs into the system, and they just kind of did that because that's not real life. That's just not real life. And once again, that has another casually added separation agreement, which is still not
but also,
with an entire.
When was this done? Like, what year was that done? Because, like, I could imagine, like, in the 90s, maybe they would be a lot more relaxed about those things than they would be in today's modern day technological age.
Entirely different date of marriage. And the crazy part is that the separation agreement, in that separation agreement, Kent Franzwey is waiving his rights to an attorney with no notary present. He just agrees that Lori's lawyer can represent him on everything. So what are we to discern from this? We are at 4 different plausible marriage dates between Kent and Lori Franzwey across 2 documents. I should also add that I could not find a single trace of their alleged marriage in Marblehead, Massachusetts. Doesn't mean that it doesn't exist, but I couldn't find her across any dates. And Marblehead, I would like to know, is certainly an interesting town to pick because it's the recognized birthplace of the Marine Corps. We're going to keep hearing the Marines coming up throughout this entire story. We're just laying the groundwork here. Now, I should note, to be responsible here, that there are divorce-related documents that are available in Ohio online that we simply are not allowed to have access to. Like, people have privacy. That makes sense. So it's entirely plausible that they went in and fixed these glaring errors that for some reason a judge, we're supposed to believe a judge signed off on this many wacky different dates. But the point here is just to demonstrate to you how even the most mundane facts about Erica's life are frustrating to verify. And that's just an appetizer, my friends. Because then we received a very interesting email from Sweden. Yeah, my Sweden fans, what's up? What's up, Sweden? And it led me to even more questions about Erica's paternity. We are going to be right back after a break. All right, you guys, some good news. Thanks to you last year.
Fuck people who run ads in the middle of their show. Like, fuck everybody who runs an ad in the middle of your fucking show. Do it in the beginning, do it in the end. Fuck you. It's fucking annoying. Like, get the fuck out. Like, fuck you. How many fucking ads do you even have? Like, okay. Like, let's fucking relax here.
Taking control of your debt and right now. So do not wait another month. Take back control in 30 seconds. Get your free personalized assessment and the best option for you by visiting pdsdebt.com/Candace. Again, that's
if you buy something off an ad from a podcast, no offense, you're not going to make it. You're just a full-blown fucking retard.
It's pdsdebt.com/Candace. Okay, so we obviously cannot go so far as to suggest that Lori, Loretta, Abbas, Stanley, Wallstad, Franzwey was openly committing fraud. We can't say that. What we can confirm to you, however, is that if she was doing that, breaking the law and committing fraud is something that Lori's family is kind of historically known for. They kind of arrived into this country doing just that. You see, Lori Franzwey, like I said, was born Loretta Abbas. She was named after her Syrian grandmother, Loretta Abbas. I want to sear into your mind right now that the Abbas family history is steep in gambling and casinos. It's all about gambling and casinos specifically. As we go along in the series, the history and the present of gambling casinos.
Yeah, but you could find a lot of Italians who had the same thing, or a lot of Jews who had the same thing. Like, okay, like, I don't know. Again, I'm against a lot of those things, sinful, but at the same time, it's like, some of the details Candace is throwing out there are just not good.
Is going to become increasingly relevant. So let's bring in the OG Loretta Abbas, Erica's great-grandmother who died in 1990, who was just constantly being arrested for running illegal slot machines. Okay, she came over from Syria and she got to work bringing filth and fraud in Pennsylvania.
Come to Florida,
check out
they're
this article
everywhere.
from 1941 where she testifies that she ran numbers. It says Loretta Abbas of Washington, Thomas Roberts, whatever, testified that they engaged in the numbers business and had been arrested on numerous occasions. They explained their role in the numbers lottery without giving any direct testimony against the defendants. Okay, here's another one. We could keep going, but here's another article from 1944 where she pleads guilty to a lottery charge. It was before the court. She wasn't lying. She's always arrested on a lottery charge. The state police had a search warrant, and when they entered her house, they found a quantity of number slips. She was sentenced to pay the cost and $200 or 5 months in the county jail. Like I said, this was a family thing. Her husband was Mason Abbas, and he was magnificently fraudulent. I'm talking high-speed chases down the highway, lottery tickets blowing in the wind. Check out this article from 1935, and it tells us that he was overtaken in his automobile after a chase of several miles after he had failed to obey the officer's order to stop. Yes, Mason Abbas was arrested yesterday by County Detective Frank Krebs. Before an alderman, he was held for court in default of a $1,000 bond on a charge of conducting a lottery and was fined $10 and costs for refusing to stop when ordered to do so by a uniformed officer. During the race along the National Pike, which ended in West Alexander, Abbas is alleged to have thrown a package of 100 lottery tickets from his car. Officers recovered the tickets and are holding them as evidence. Yes, lottery, gambling, slot machines. Again, sear that into your mind. Not just on Erica's maternal side of the family, not just the Abbas side, but also the Swedish side, the Franzwey side. Swedish side of the family, I will be clear, there's a notable difference. It seems like they've been involved legally. Carl Kenneth Fransve is Erica's paternal grandfather. Okay, he participated extensively in horse racing. More crucially, though, he was an executive at the American Banknote Company in Illinois. This is the company that was responsible for printing lottery tickets. It's a big contract, a big deal. Here he is in a newspaper in 1974 doing just that. It reads, printing began this week on the first Illinois state lottery tickets. Up to 10,000 agents. It tells us at the bottom there that Kent Fransve of the American Banknote Company, the printer, examines the first tickets of the initial press run. Let's stick with Grandpa Carl Kenneth Fransve for a little bit because he is, by all accounts, obviously Swedish. Erica herself is therefore Syrian Lebanese on her mother's side and Swedish on her father's side. So something which struck me as immediately odd about Erica is just how deeply she identifies as Swedish, despite her public insistence that she was raised by a quote-unquote single mother. Think about that just from a social perspective. If Erica was indeed raised by a single mother, wouldn't you expect her to identify more deeply with those Lebanese Syrian roots, right? You might even understand it if she resented her Swedish roots. Like, my dad didn't do anything, and so I'm not even doing anything with the Swedes. I don't even like being Swedish. To the contrary, Erica feels so deep.
So far, this has been a nothing burger. I mean, so far, we've got no real fucking details. It's like... it's retarded.
Deeply attached to her Scandinavian roots. And in 2019, she...
Like, I feel more attached to my Italian roots, but I grew up with the Greek half of my family, so it's like, who gives a fuck? Like, that's retarded.
moved to begin the process of obtaining her dual citizenship. She posted this herself, where she is, dual citizenship commenced. Okay. Maybe you're thinking logically, well, she loves her grandpa. I had a fantastic grandpa, I get that. I should mention she comes from a very long line of the Swedish Freemasons. She definitively was close to her grandfather. We know this because she posts about him many, many times over the years, referring to him affectionately as her morfar. Saw this over and over again. You just see posts of him and how much she loves him. She even mentioned her grandmother there. That's his wife, Elaine. And she says she is my angel in heaven, but I usually call her Mormor. So that's her morfar and her mormor. Show you another post of just her grandfather where she's going to talk about reflecting upon losing him in 2016. She's posting this, and she again is going to address him as her morfar. This appears to be another wrinkle. You see, I received a flurry of emails from our fans in Sweden about this particular post, and they did not like this post. And what they told me about it, they didn't like about it, made me reconsider things. Now I'm paraphrasing, but they said, Candace, Erica is referring to her grandfather as her morfar. I was like, okay. So I looked it up. It means grandfather in Swedish. Like maybe she doesn't, but it's cute. Okay. Maybe she's not fluent, but she's cute. And then they explained it to me a little further. They said, no, Candace, the Swedish language is quite literal here. Morfar quite literally translates into mother's father, morfar. And farfar quite literally translates into father's father. We have different words for these things. These have entirely different meanings. You would never call your father's mother your morfar. You would never call, that's what she's doing. She's calling him her morfar. That is Erica's farfar. If Kent is her father's father is her farfar. She said, a woman emailed this, she said, no Swedish grandfather would ever allow you to refer to him as morfar if he was not actually your morfar, okay? If he was your farfar, he'd say, very cute, I'm your farfar, let's get that straight. This would be something akin to being someone's grandfather and allowing them to call you.
Or maybe he just wasn't on Instagram and didn't see it. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe. Again, I went into this with an open mind, and it's like, Candace, come on. You got to do a little bit better.
Uncle, it's just wrong. It's just wrong. Words have meaning. So why is her very Swedish grandfather, so Swedish, this line of Freemasons, Masons Swedish, allowing Erica to call him my mother's father? Lori's father? No, that's not Lori's father. What's going on here? This is an incredibly interesting wrinkle. Which brings us to a point where we should introduce you to the family tree so you can just kind of see what's going on here, because this morfar farfar scandal troubles me deeply. Is
what the fuck?
Is she mistaken?
That's the picture she chooses? That's the picture she chooses? Here, let's take this away just for a second so you guys can see the whole family tree. But, like, that's the picture of Erica she chooses? That's a little wild. That's funny, but that's a little wild.
Is she making a mistake at all, or is she accidentally actually trying to tell us the truth? Let's take a look at some other interesting tidbits. On March 21st of 2019, Erica visits with Charlie, she's in Jerusalem with Charlie, what is known as Zion's Gate in Jerusalem. She posts a picture with a pretty curious caption. It reads in part, meet Darla, a Romanian Jew that now calls Israel home. She was sitting by my family's dedication sign for restoring the Zion Gate in Jerusalem. Oh, what? Why is Erica describing the Zion's Gate as her family's dedication? Speaking of which, why does her one-time roommate, Nicole Rothstein, allege that half of their family, referring to her and Erica's family, is Jewish? Doesn't make sense. She also claimed that after Charlie's assassination, that Erica, she was online going back and forth with people, that Erica was her best friend and her cousin. Nicole Rothstein said this. Now, to be clear, the Rothstein family, the Zion's Gate is their dedication. Nicole wouldn't be lying if she posted that it was her family's dedication, but Erica? Also, how did Erica and Nicole Rothstein get so close? Remember, Erica presents that she was raised by a single mother on the Lebanese side. If Erica is telling the truth about her paternity, then Nicole Rothstein, I want you to understand who this would be to her. Nicole Rothstein, it's going to sound ridiculous, but this is the reality, if Erica's telling the truth. Nicole Rothstein would be Erica's father's, sister's, husband's, previous wife's daughter's daughter. In other words, zero blood relation, not even kind of related, kind of crazy, would even call each other cousins. People do that at school with my cousins, my cousin, okay, cool. Erica goes a little further though. Erica also posted a lovely tribute to Alan Rothstein, Nicole's father, online. She calls him.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of people that aren't related to me. I call aunt, uncle, and cousin. So, like, I don't know. Not crazy odd to me either. I don't know. I'm just waiting to hear something that, like, really sticks out to me. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting. But, like, there's been very few things that I'm like, yeah, that's crazy.
Uncle. Oh, if Erica's telling the truth about who her parents are, to Erica, that would be her father's sister's husband's previous wife's daughter's husband. Suffice to say, again, absolutely zero blood relation, yet Erica's extraordinarily close to him as well. Now, we can show you on the family chart just how removed this is. It's insane. Okay, we actually couldn't even fit it. It's so far removed. So you got her aunt, Carla, is married to a guy named Jack, but Jack was also previously married to somebody else, which you see there named Edna. And this is Edna and Jack's line. This has nothing to do with Erica Franzwe. Again, how did she get so close to these people? Why is she referring to them as her family and declaring that Zion's Gate, which is actually their family's dedication, which has nothing to do with her aunt Carla, why is she saying that that's her family's dedication? That makes no sense. I'm struck by this.
Yeah, but if you did my family tree like this and you were like, oh, he calls this person family, it's like, I do, like, I don't know. This part just doesn't hold a lot of water to me.
We could imagine how it could make sense. Now, again, we're imagining here. We're trying to make sense of the things that Erica is saying. I could imagine a very easy way it could actually make sense. Her closeness to the Rothsteins, her dedication to Jerusalem, if and only if we take Erica literally when she says Morfar. Let's assume that Grandpa Carl is indeed her mother's father. That would mean, well, obviously, Lori's wouldn't be her mother. It would also mean that Kent, just by nature of him being a man, is not her father. We're looking for her mother's father. So we have to start looking at Kent's siblings that are females. That would give us only 3 options. We can bring this back up. One of Kent's sisters would be my first pick. Again, we're in conspiracy land here, but I'd go with Carla because she's married to Jack Solomon, and that is Jack Solomon's dedication. Carla wasn't even married to Jack until 2002. She just jumped in and was like, this is my whole family and my family's dedication. No. But if Carla, her mother's father, if her mother was Carla, actually it would all make sense. Solomon is the very man who financed the restoration of Zion's Gate in Jerusalem. If Jack Solomon was her father, then Nicole Rothstein would indeed be her blood relative cousin. But again, that's purely speculation. We don't have to go into speculation. Let's just give the facts more about Jack Solomon. What is factual is that Jack Solomon eventually marries Carla Franzwe in 2002. And there are also some other really interesting facts about Jack. Jack and Erica's mommy aunt, I don't know, Carla, live in Utah. He graduated from what is today known as Utah Valley University. He's very involved in the university. It was formerly known as Utah Valley State College when he graduated from there. He also created on their campus the Center for Jewish Studies. I mean, at the very least, you'd think with all of the money that he poured into that university, he might be able to call someone to get us more footage of Tyler Robinson. Or Carla. How about Carla? She's married to the man. She could have maybe, in my imagination, made it to the hospital when Charlie was shot and killed. I mean, why did none of them make it to the hospital? They're all so nearby. She still lives in Utah. This happened in their backyard. Their family has a lot of power at UVU. Why not Auntie Carla rather than Stacey Sheridan accompanying you onto Air Force 2 as your husband's body is escorted to Arizona? Jack Solomon was also a professor at BYU in political science. He's the former director of the university's Jerusalem Center. He also served on the Center for Jewish Studies on the board.
A little bit of an interesting
UVU.
point.
Zion's Gate, like I said, is his dedication. And if you're wondering how Jack got so rich, it's because back in 1968, Jack and his business partner, a man named Norman Vance, began a company called Advanced Patent Technology. That company would go on to manufacture slot machines. You got it. Slot machines. Everybody's, it's just amazing. It's like everyone is involved in gambling. Per his bio, in 1974, Jack gathered more than $5 million to purchase United Coin, the manufacturer of slot machines and the holder of a profitable Southern Nevada slot machine routes. In 1979, they announced plans for the Colorado Bell Hotel and Casino in Laughlin, Nevada, the first of a series of hotels to be built in the Las Vegas area. Got a lot of power in that area. Where were they? I don't know. It's an interesting connection. I am marking that for all the YouTubers who are interested in investigation. The gambling thing keeps coming up. And I guess, as me and Charlie used to say, the rest is future. We'll be right back after a quick break.
Oh my, more fucking ads. But it's like, again, if you grew up in like the Vegas area, Utah, Vegas, Nevada, Vegas area, it's like, is it that odd that you're getting into the gambling industry? Probably not, you know? So I don't know. That's just another thing to, I guess, think about there.
Time. You can find Nimi at nimiskincare.com. And if you use my code Candace10 at checkout, you will save an additional 10% off your order. That's nimiskincare.com, promo code Candace10.
Fuck
Also,
ads.
I want to tell you guys about Pure Talk, because if you are looking to get ahead on Pure Talk, which has to mail alert 50%, you need the forged signature. You won't even code urgent alert. Use the link glass, the below. All right, now for some fun, because remember when they were freaking out about me discussing time travel. Me discussing specifically Project Looking Glass, the CIA.
Okay, come on, you stupid bitch. Don't go into time travel, please. Like, Candace, I went into this saying I'm gonna have an open mind and give you the benefit of the doubt. Please don't talk about fucking time travel. You want to hear? It's a funny side note. I was watching a TikTok yesterday. Someone was, it was a stand-up comedian. He was like, he asked someone in the crowd, he's like, would you go back in time and kill baby Hitler? And the guy was like, yeah, I would. And then he says to the guy, would you go back in time and molest baby Hitler? And I know it's stupid, but I thought it was actually a pretty clever joke, the way he delivered it. So poll to the audience. If you would kill baby Hitler, would you molest him? Not molest and kill. If you had to, like, if you only had the opportunity to do that. Like,
a thing that actually happened. They allegedly stole Sumerian technology to peer into the future. Well, you have to imagine my surprise when I began looking into Erica's early years. For some reason, I was under the impression, maybe you were too, that Erica moved to Arizona after her parents' divorce. So that would put her in Arizona after 1998. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt here because it's a minor wrinkle, but her parents didn't divorce until she was 10. But it's totally possible, like when you're a kid and your parents are separating many times before they get divorced, that you associate divorce with the separation. Anyway, here's a true timeline. Erica was in Cincinnati, Ohio for daycare in 1992. She attended a place called Walnut Corner Children's Center in Cincinnati, Ohio, located inside of a massive corporate building. Oddly, the filing for that daycare doesn't have a floor number, but I can show you this photo of her at daycare.
That's weird. Why are you showing a picture of her as a kid?
Throwing up some Freemason hand signs.
That's weird.
It's just like a nice ad. She looks adorable. Thereafter, she moves to Arizona and she attends a school that they have virtually tried to wipe from public existence. Now, it's very difficult to explain this unless you're in the weeds, but there is another school by the same name that goes on for a little bit longer. But this particular school came to fruition when a man named John T. Goley incorporated Educational Alternatives up in Minnesota. It was called Educational Alternatives Incorporated. Now, John T. Goley was a big guy. He had formerly helped launch Roundup Monsanto, which is a little bit of government poisoning you, giving you a bunch of cancer. This time, though, he was pioneering charter schools in America. He teamed up with the Walton family, the Bush family. Yeah, everybody involved in this school that Erica's going to attend. It's interesting. I don't know. Don't you want to go to school where the Bushes, the Waltons, and Monsanto is getting together a school? I don't know. Want to send your kids? Anyways, John T. Goley, and Jeb Bush went on to Good Morning America to announce the project. The schools would come to be known as Tesseract schools, named after the children's book, A Wrinkle in Time, a story about time travel. The protagonists of that book fly through space and time using a Tesseract to rescue their family from evil forces. It's a battle between good and evil using time travel. And it's about to get even more fun. Because when these powerful families decided to start the Tesseract school in Arizona, they began with a small school in Paradise Valley first. It is that specific school that Erica attended that is virtually impossible to come by many documents regarding. They needed a space for the school, and they decided they were going to rent the building that was owned by a Jewish school.
Quick thought, maybe it was funded by the gambling money? Like, you talk a lot about these gambling connections and illicit gambling connections. Like, is it possible maybe the reason they've tried to wipe the school out is because it was funded by illicit gambling money? Like, maybe not.
Forgive my terrible Hebrew, but the school, I kid you not, was called Gan Yaladim Looking Glass School. It's like, I just love this so much. So Tesseract was put into a looking glass. I just think it's fantastic. I just imagine they thought I was like dropping some clues. I was like, why are they all freaking out about this episode about Project Looking Glass? They probably thought I had already known that she went to this looking glass school, this little elite looking glass school down in Arizona. By the way, Tesseract, the school itself, is exceedingly Jewish.
No, again, the reason we think the looking glass thing, like, we don't think, like, the astral projection and, like, all, I don't know. Candace is just, again, Candace, I went into this saying, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm someone who's critical of all the people who are criticizing this. I'm someone who's critical of you. And it's like, this isn't that impressive so far, and that's actually really disappointing. I didn't expect it to be crazy impressive, but this is a big nothing burger so far. Like, you're talking about fucking time travel. Like, come on.
In terms of the administration, it was run by Jewish executive directors. The teachers are all Jewish. Obviously, you know me. I'm nosy. I tracked down the yearbooks. I mean, I was working really hard while I was off. And I can show you that Erica was at school. I don't have every year yet, but I do have some years, 1995 to 1996 in first grade, 1996 to 1997 in second grade, and 1997 to 1998, which is
so weird,
in third grade. I gotta tell you, I am so glad that I found this Tesseract. I didn't get to time travel with it. I don't think I did. Did you think they saw me in the looking glass? How panicked were they when I said looking glass? Whoa, no, she's talking about Project Looking Glass. That's crazy. Meanwhile, they're down in Arizona, like naming their schools Project Looking Glass, like Looking Glass Tesseract. Put them in the school. I just love that. It was like an accidental troll. But what is very exciting about finding her at this school is that it unlocked a lot of important things that needed to be known about Erica's life and her connections. I mean, wow. Speaking to people who went to that school, the one in Paradise Valley, to be very clear, there's other Tesseracts. It got shut down. The one I'm talking about got shut down in the year 2000. And then other schools, because they had other schools, kept going. They changed ownership. But this one was there for a very small amount of time. I'm looking at the yearbooks, and there are some interesting players involved in this school that kind of went down for fraud, just robbing the piggy bank. It's like a recurring theme. We're going to stop here, though, for today, because that's a lot. I've given you a lot today to digest, and we should probably get to comments. It's just a lot, guys. There's a lot going on with that Tesseract school. We'll be back after a short break.
All right, we're not going to fucking listen to her respond to her comments. But overall, I don't find what we just saw to be that impressive. Like, are there a couple interesting details? Is it weird that Erica might be lying about some of these things? Sure. Is Erica a fucking freak? Is Erica demonic-like? Yes. Do I think Erica was behind Charlie's murder? Probably not. I would actually say most likely not. Yeah, I don't think we learned anything crazy there. I thought maybe if Candace was gonna, like, here's the thing, like, Alex Jones got sued for $1 billion for a conspiracy that he ended up being wrong about. So it's like, for Candace to dive this deep into it, accusing Charlie's widow of being involved in this, it's like, okay, maybe I think she'd have some more information. Didn't really get anything. Someone says Candace needs to get her brain as big as her nose. This is kind of embarrassing. Yeah, I agree. I found that to be very stupid. I didn't see anything of actual value there. And, you know, the name of the episode was, is Candace onto something or is Candace crazy? And I still am on the side of Candace is fucking retarded. You know, I think it's neither. I think Candace is just fucking retarded. 'Cause here's the thing. I think Candace does believe this. Like, at first, like I said, when I was talking about Candace a lot, I'm like, it's a fucking grift. She's really disingenuous. She's monetizing this, which I still don't love that part. But I actually think it's not disingenuous, because I really think she does believe it. I think she actually believes all these things she's saying. She's not just saying them for clicks, which is almost more fucking scary that she actually believes some of this stuff. And, like, again, there is some real stuff there. And should Erica be looked at? 1,000,000%. 6,000,000%. 271,000%. Yes, she should. But, I don't know. I don't think you're gonna find much there. I mean, to be honest, like, if Erica did do this, the tracks are covered. You know, it's not like Candace. Like I said, the average IQ of a black woman in America is like 82 to 85, somewhere in that range. I think it's closer to 82. I doubt Candace is the sole black female genius who's going to crack the fucking case, you know? So, I don't know. I don't have much hope that Candace is going to get to the bottom of this. I really don't have much hope at all. And I think we got kind of a big nothing burger. Someone says, I don't know, man, might get 271,000 years in prison for that one. Oh, is that the molest baby Hitler? The funny, like, the reason, I wish I remembered what account it was on my For You page that I saw that video, but it was just so funny. Because the way he delivered it, he's like, imagine you do go back in time and you are molesting baby Hitler. He's like, imagine you get caught doing it. How do you explain your way out of that when it's like, oh, this guy's eventually gonna kill a bunch of Jews while you're fucking a baby? You're trying to explain it to the guy who just walked in the door. It was like literally perfect fucking delivery. And I commented, I let the guy know, I'm like, this is a genius joke. You got a good career ahead of you, kid. Because I thought it was a great joke. Someone goes, interesting, yes, but it's just the ramblings of a psycho chick. Yeah, it kind of agree. I really don't think there's that much there. I think, at least in that first episode, Candace's like, oh, I only plan to do 3 episodes. It's like, what? That was the first one of the 3? Like, that, there was nothing there. There's no info in there. We got nothing out of it. You had her family tree, which, like, through my own personal experience, I could kind of debunk some of those theories. Like I said, like, it's not odd for somebody to call somebody who's not necessarily related to them, like aunt or uncle, or be close. Like, if you were to tie my family tree like that, you can make it look like I fucking did something. Like, I have people who I call cousins who aren't technically blood cousins. I have people I call aunt and uncle. I have a lot of them who aren't blood aunt and uncles, you know? So I just find that to be odd. I don't find that to be, you know, anything of value. And then she's talking about all these gambling connections, but it's like, okay, but they kind of grew up in that area, so is that insane? And then, like, she's talking about how it, you know, works in the family with the gambling, and I'm like, okay, is it crazy to think that you watch one person in your family make a lot of money through owning gambling companies, so other people in your family would do that? Like, that's not insane. But again, like, I do think there's some weird stuff with Erica Kirk, and I think her demon eyes are like, I mean, let's see, like, let's see the, like, this shit right here. This is like, okay, like, this bitch could be a demon. Like, this stuff is You know, that's a little fucking freaky. Like, that right there, that's freaky. And I wish, you know, I don't know, maybe there should have been more details about that. But it's like, Candace didn't really prove anything with that one. It's kind of disappointing. I gave her the benefit of the doubt. I walked into it saying, I am not a fan of Candace. I genuinely think she's a fucking retard. But at the same time, all the people who are going out of their way to criticize this, I also find to be retarded. So I'm like, maybe I'm a good person to analyze this situation. And I'm not siding with those people, but I do think the one thing they're all saying that is correct is Candace is a retard. Candace is a stupid bitch. Candace is kind of fucking crazy, but also so is Erica. So it's like a double-edged sword a little bit. It's a weird one. Maybe I'll do some digging into it. I don't know. I don't have all the same resources at my disposal. That's kind of the downside. Like, Candace has a bigger network. She's been doing this for upwards of 10 years. She was boosted by Daily Wire, Turning Point USA, and Blexit, which gave her millions of followers, which gives her the ability to outsource those people to do work for her. Also, at the same time, she has millions of dollars. She's married to George Farmer, the guy she met on Zoom for 2 weeks, who is worth, what, 150, $250 million, something in that range. I mean, that whole marriage, like, Candace is talking about weird marriages, but it's like, look at your own, sweetheart. You married a guy you met off Zoom, never saw in person, really. You met him for 2 weeks off Zoom, and you married this fucking guy. Like, that's weird. Like, you more fit into that category of like, oh, I wanted power, I wanted this, I wanted that, I wanted access. Like, that more fits to you. Oh, Marcus is in the chat. What's up, Marcus? How you doing, big kid? He goes, she's crazy. W. James. Thank you. Yeah, I do think Candace is a crazy bitch. Here's the question I really want from people, though, because this is my theory. I think Candace's love or lust for Charlie is getting in the way of her investigation. Do you guys think, and I want to know in the comments, let me know in the live chat if you're in the live chat, but let me know in the comments on Spotify and all that. Do you think Candace tried to fuck Charlie and Charlie denied her? Or do you think Candace was always in love with Charlie and never got her opportunity? And maybe that's impeding in the investigation. Maybe that's getting in the way of everything, you know? That's kind of my theory on it. Someone says, fuck money. Are you saying it as, like... It's hard to understand what you mean by that. Fuck money. Are you saying fuck money, like money sucks? Or are you saying, like they fucked for money? Where are you going with that one? Curious. Someone goes... I swear, Your Honor, in 30 years, he was going to commit a genocide. Yeah, exactly. Like, that was the punchline of the joke. And I was dying laughing. I was dying fucking laughing. I mean, it was an incredible joke. Like, would you fuck... He's like, would you kill Hitler as an infant? And the guy's like, yeah, I would. And he's like, would you molest Hitler as an infant? And the look on the guy's face is like, whoa. And he's like, imagine if you did it. Imagine you travel back in time, you molest Hitler as a baby, and then someone catches you. How do you explain your way out of that one? It's like, Your Honor, I swear he was going to commit a genocide of Jews in 30 years. Like, incredible joke. That kid does have he really does possibly have a good career stand-up ahead of him. I wish I remembered his name. I know I followed him on TikTok, but I don't think I'm signed into my TikTok on my computer. I know I'm signed in on my phone. Let me see if I can, maybe I'll pull the video up for you guys to show you. Because it was a funny video, and now I keep talking about it, but it was really fucking funny. Let me see. It might take me a second here. Where do you even go to find your like history on TikTok? I don't even know how to do this. I know how to look at watch history, but that's fucking insane. I mean, did I comment on it? Maybe. Okay, I found it. Alright, let me get this pulled up. We're gonna watch this fucking hilarious TikTok. Oh, what's this guy's name? Like, this was actually so funny that it's worth pulling up right now on the show to watch. Like, I thought the delivery was incredible on this. I gotta see, which one of his videos is this? It's, okay, here we go. And it really, like, this video should have done numbers, and it didn't.
My friends are so dumb.
Alright, let me get my headphones in. Here we go. This was so fucking funny.
I was talking to one of my buddies the other day, and he asked me this. You guys ever get this question? He's like, if you could go back in time, would you molest baby Hitler? And I said, first of all, no, I'm not really interested in fucking a baby. Second, I'm pretty sure usually when they ask that question, the question is, would you go back and kill baby Hitler? I'm not really sure that molesting would have any direct impact on the Holocaust. Lots of people have been molested before, you know, none of them have killed 6 million people. And just, like, imagine, like, if you got caught, like, in the middle of the act, you know? Like, what would you say to that? What would you be like, oh, no, I swear to God, he said he's going to kill 6 million Jews if I don't do this? I don't know. That's all I got.
Like, the delivery is incredible. I don't know. I loved that joke. I thought it was so fucking funny. I mean, that joke was incredible to me. One of the better stand-up jokes I've seen by, like, a not well-known stand-up comedian. Someone goes, Dub. Someone goes, Candace was in love. Someone goes, yes, it could be both. Now she's pissed because Erica is the CEO, something that she wanted. 100% she wanted a piece of that white chocolate. Yeah, I get that. I get that idea from her, that Candace always had it in. Always had a desire for that white chocolate. See, that's why I can't be around her. She would look at one world-class monger like myself, and I would be stealing her away from George and Nick, and I can't do that. I can't do that. George, I don't know you. I don't know if I'd like you. Nick, you're the fucking man, Nick, so I can't steal your bitch. Sorry about that. But yeah, someone says, I think Candace wishes she was CEO. Of Turning Point? You think Candace wanted to be CEO of Turning Point? I think she'd rather be the wife of the former CEO of Turning Point. I think that's my theory. Maybe you guys are right. Maybe she... See, I don't see this, like, power complex with Candace, but I do see this, like, stupid black chick who always wanted a white guy. You know, I do see that coming from her. So, curious on that angle. I don't know. Maybe I'll try and look more into it. But again, like, I don't have the resources Candace has. That's the downside to it. Everyone's like, oh, you're criticizing Candace because she's getting things wrong in her investigation. Why don't you do it? It's like, okay, stupid bitch. If I had a fucking wife who was worth $200 million, maybe I would. If I had a spouse who was worth that much, maybe I would. Candace has George fucking Farmer. I don't think you guys realize. Like, Candace criticizes their relationship, Erica and Charlie, but it's like, okay, let's look at your fucking relationship, sweetheart. It's, you know, I just... Some of it's weird. There was very few interesting points she actually brought up in that were, like, groundbreaking, you know? But the thing is, like, people are gonna watch this and they're gonna eat it up and they're like, oh, Erica lied about one thing? Like, you've never fucking lied about something? Like, I've lied about a million fucking things. Like, that's also a thing. When you're someone in the media, you kind of have to, like... Here's a little inside trade secret. When you're in the media, when you're in a position like me, Candace, even Erica or Charlie, shit posting and, you know, leaving a false trail of breadcrumbs, that's a part of this. When it comes to your personal details, at the very least, you don't want, like, we've seen people have their families doxxed. We've seen people have their families' lives destroyed over things that their families were not involved in. Like, theoretically, not theoretically, like, I say women shouldn't vote all the time. I don't want that to affect people I love. And especially people I love who don't have these same beliefs, but are tied to me through, you know, just being related. So it's like, you know, it's not crazy to me that someone would, like, shitpost and drop a false trail of breadcrumbs and say, like, oh, this and that, when maybe it's not all true, to, like, kind of throw people off that scent of, like, I don't want people coming to my... Like, I get people who tell me, I want you to meet the same fate as Charlie Kirk, and that's fucked up. I get death threats every fucking day in my Instagram and Twitter DMs. It's like, I don't want people related to me getting that. So, you know, I try and... Sometimes I'll say I have a sibling. Sometimes I'll say I don't. Sometimes I say I'm, like, close to this relative or I'm not. Like, I go back and forth on a lot of those things on what I say because, like I said, you don't want to give a open fucking goal to, like, people who want to go and harm your family or target your family. So, like, on a certain level, I do understand that, like, why there would be some lies, or, like, even if maybe they weren't lies. Like I said, I understand the relation of, like, I have a lot of people in my life I call uncle who aren't my actual fucking uncle. I have a lot of people in my life who I call cousin who aren't actual cousins, and vice versa. Like, they'll call me the same thing. So it's like, is that really that fucking crazy? I don't know. I don't see it. And like the gambling thing, like I said, it's like, is it crazy to think that someone in her family made money with gambling and someone else in her family saw it and was like, okay, maybe we should do something similar? Is it crazy to think that there's relatives she has in Utah, or she even talked about Nevada, who are close to there? And it's like, okay, like you grow up in that atmosphere. Why wouldn't you want to get involved, especially on the ground floor if it's in like the 1900s? Why wouldn't you want to get in on the casinos and all that shit? So I don't know. There's a lot of details that I don't find to be too great about it. Like, let's see what some people in the media are saying about Candace, because this is what I was talking about when I was like, why I should. Again, I'm not going to say I'm the perfect person to review this, but I do think I am a good person to review it because, like I said, I think Candace is a fucking retard, a class A fucking retard. But at the same time, I think Ben Shapiro, I think Seth Dillon, I think all the different people in the media who are shitting on Candace, I think they're equally or more retarded, just in their own special way. I think they're actually working against America's interests. So, like, all the people involved in this on the opposing and for side, I oppose all of them. So I'm like, why wouldn't I review this? Let me pull this up on the big screen. We'll search some shit, see what's going on the timeline when it comes to Candace, and comes to Candace's video. Let me make this bigger for you guys. That looks about right. Let's move this over. Fuck me. Ugh. Let's move this over here. Get that the fuck out of the way. Okay, let's scroll the timeline for a second before we go do our comments. Let's see. Okay, let's look. So apparently there are people being paid to do shit about this. Matt Wallace is somebody who you really can't trust that often. Fuck Milo. Milo's a gay pedophile Jew. Like, anyone who like sees Milo and they're like, Milo said this, we have to trust him. It's like, you're a retard. You're trusting, like, Candace shits on federal informants a lot. Milo is a literal federal informant, documented, and beyond that, he's a gay pedophile Jew. So you can't fucking trust that cunt. Jackson Hinkle coming out in full support of Candace. Again, like, these are people you can't really trust. You can't trust this communist retard. Isn't Jackson Hinkle the same guy who's trying to fight Nick Fuentes right now? Here, Jackson Hinkle, this is my message to you. You probably don't know me. I barely fucking know you. I just know you as a communist retard. You're trying to fight Nick Fuentes right now, and again, this isn't me, like, defending him, but it's like, as somebody who loves MMA, loves to fight, and has fighting experience, me and you, let's fucking fight. Let's do it. I will do it. We could donate all the money to charity. I don't give a shit. Let's donate all. If I win, or if you win, we'll give money to Candace Owens and her investigation. If I win, you give money to, I don't know. I'll figure out a fucking charity. I'll figure one out. We'll figure that out down the line. But nothing crazy, you know. We'll find a good charity that we could both agree on. Let's see. Jake Shields, I'm convinced Candace is genuinely an actual satanic demon from the pits of hell. Whether you are a Candace fan or not, this is pure evil, more evil than a satanic demon in hell. Sorry, Candace, but I couldn't turn down 20K for a tweet. Okay, what they're referring to is this, like, everybody is... Okay, he's not being serious. I mean, this is a little interesting. Let me move it on the screen so you guys can see it. This is the image, and it's all the retard usual suspects. And fuck Cat Turd. I hate the Cat Turd account, because it's like, literally, if Donald Trump served the Cat Turd guy a bowl of literal cat shit and was like, eat this out of the palm of my hand, he would do it. The guy is the biggest Trump cuck that exists. He's such a pussy. Let's see. Okay, Laura Loomer. Again, this is like, holy shit. Like, TLDR. Not even gonna fucking ignore, like, stupid bitch. Dan Bongino. Again, fuck this guy. Like, fuck Dan Bongino. This is the reason I was like, maybe I should review it. Because it's like, I don't trust any of these people who are criticizing it. At the same time, I think Candace is too retarded to actually do a real investigation herself. Morgan Ariel. Posting about it in support of Candace. Alright, let's just fucking, I don't know, let's see if we can find something better about this. Let's search Candace Owens, Erica Kirk. It is crazy. Like, that. This is scary. I will say, this is scary. When they're like 239,000 live viewers, it's like, that's scary. Like, 239,000 retards. That's fucking insane. Candace Owens hated Charlie. I don't think that. I think she was actually deeply in love with Charlie. A leaked TPUSA email confirms it. Okay, let's read this leaked TPUSA email. I'll size it up on the screen for you guys. There we go. Let's see. This isn't journalism. It's pure evil. Demonic slander against a widow still in mourning, dragging Charlie's name and legacy through the mud for clicks and clout. We've seen her pattern before, but this time it's personal, it's vicious, and it has to stop. Talking points, use these verbatim or close variations. Candace Owens is evil, pure evil. This is demonic. Straight up satanic level attack on a widow and her kids. Candace is a demon obsessed with destroying Charlie's family. How can any real Christian stay silent while she attacks Erica Kirk like this? She's not asking questions. She's conducting a witch hunt. Action items. Do this now before it trends further. Quote or reply to this tweet. Share and quote Graham Allen's strong stand. Post your own version if you have reach. Flood the replies under any Candace defending or neutral post with the demonic evil framing. Who is the CU team? That's what I want to know. On the bottom there where it goes CU team, I'm curious who the CU team is. You know, that's what I'm interested in here. But it's like, also, we don't have a confirmation of where this email came from. Like I could theoretically type this email, send it to myself or a buddy, screenshot it, remove the top part where it shows who sent the email. Like, that's what I'm saying. This itself isn't evidence without that. So. Let's watch the full trailer. This is Candace's trailer for Charlie's thing.
President Trump says that Kirk has died after he was shot from a nearby building.
After being shot at Utah Valley University.
But also, to be clear, I kind of like the account, but the RT account, that's a Russian account. So it's like, you know, we'll see.
Great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead.
The cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry.
I'm hoping this doesn't get taken down for copyright because there's some music in the background.
I didn't even get to give him a kiss goodbye.
That young man, I forgive him.
Take your time.
Erica Kirk has been named the new CEO of Turning Point USA.
My husband's dead. Like, I'm not trying to be morbid, but he's dead.
It's weird to say excited.
Describes her husband's funeral as the event of the century. Merch, hats.
We have 50,000 plus hat orders.
Nobody knows why she's out there in a glittering pantsuit in a recreated tent that her husband tragically was murdered in, throwing merch out.
Yeah, that was
Everyone
weird.
reads differently, so if someone's acting weird, don't read into that.
Zionists, the Prime Minister of Israel, all lied through their teeth about Charlie Kirk.
Her operation was in Constanta, the epicenter of Romania's trafficking scandal.
Weird conversations to have with a 15-year-old. I'm gonna touch your butt.
$8.6 million to their own shell company.
What is going on?
We have nothing to hide. My aunt used to tell me, never do something that you don't want on the front page of a newspaper.
I will say, Candace is decent at editing when it comes to stuff like that. Someone goes, Bro, and you love James Fenceback. Tough. I'm sure Candace will let us know. James Fishback is fucking great. You know, if you don't like Fishback, you're just a retard. All the America First people who are, like, not with Fishback, you're retards. Candace is doing the work no one is willing to do. Every time they say she's lying, she proves them wrong with receipts. Watch Myron. again, I think Candace is a retard. And again, I think she genuinely believes a lot of these things, which is the scary part. And again, like, I'm not saying nobody should look into it, because I do think that the FBI narrative is kind of wrong. I think some parts are possibly correct, but I don't think the official narrative's correct. But I don't think Erica's behind the death of Charlie. I've yet to see it. And Candace probably would have put some more information about that in the first episode of her series if that was true. And it doesn't seem to be true. Let's see. Let's go on. Let's keep scrolling here. I mean, again, it's all just repeats of the same shit. Ben Shapiro releases a 9-minute... I'm not gonna fucking watch that Jew talk for 9 minutes. Someone saying Fishback is a total simp because of him on Myron? Dude, you're retarded. Come on. Like... Not gonna make it. Certain people are just not gonna make it. Okay, I mean, how long can we just look at the same thing over and over again? Okay, let's go on to our comment section. Thank you guys for tuning into the show. Thank you guys for being fans of the show. We are going to go do the comments now. Remember to like, smash the follow button. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the show. We read all the comments at the end of each show. Rate the show 5 stars on Spotify. Follow me on X, Instagram, whatever platform you're on. Just give me a follow there. And join the Telegram channel as well by scanning the code. Someone goes, okay, I'm retarded. Did you watch it? Yes, I did watch it. Damn, bro. Dude, I like just saying he was a simp. That's stupid. Like, I don't know. I don't see it. How did he simp on Myron? I would love to hear your take on how he was a simp on Myron's show. I don't think he did. I actually think he was trying to just be not politically correct, but he was trying to be respectful. You know, he's not like he has the same beliefs as Nick and a lot of Groypers in a lot of ways, but it doesn't mean he's going to use the same rhetoric. He's a politician running for office. He's not going to just be a bitch or like be an asshole to 8 potential voters. He's going to try and win the votes over. He's going to try and be nice. He's going to be respectful. I don't think, not being extremely disrespectful to women is being a simp. I think there's a difference. Bro, he was literally almost in tears talking to those 304s. Yeah, again, saying he was almost in tears is ridiculous as well. Like, clip it, send me the video in my DMs, and if you're right, I'll acknowledge it tomorrow on the show. Or if you do it while we're on the show right now doing the comments, same thing, I'll do it. But, like, I didn't see that. I'll even play the clip if you send the clip. I'll play it on the show, so we can all decide together. But okay, let's go into the comments now. I think we got, let's see if we had any on YouTube. I don't know.
Judaism is different for sure. They are a very weak race and this is how they compensate.
They're actually a very powerful race. I wouldn't necessarily call them a very weak race. And then this guy's retarded. This guy doesn't know how to spell, and I corrected him on that.
Man, you must love hearing yourself talk. You're annoying.
Well, I do this for a living, fucktard, but he used the wrong variation of your. And I said your, and I used the right one, and I said learn to spell, fucktard. And he then, again, has like a spastic where he doesn't even tag me right. Would revert to being a grammar Nazi as well if I didn't have anybody to engage with my videos. 3 comments on your video, and one of them is yours. Fucking bum. Yeah, we're shadow banned on YouTube. Not really worried. I don't give a fuck about YouTube. Like, YouTube is irrelevant to me. I like Spotify, and I like Kick. Pretty much every other platform's irrelevant to me. I like Rumble a bit, but it sucks at the same time. Rumble's platform is not great.
Donald Trump once again reading the Jewish script.
Yeah, that was fucking sad. It just wasn't a great, like, nothing great or breaking about the speech.
Who is letting James on the basketball team? That's gotta be a DEI pick.
Oh, chill. I was great at basketball. What are you fucking talking about? I played basketball To be honest, I played basketball until I got beat out by my height eventually. Like, I was the youngest one on my travel team up in 7th or 8th grade. I don't know, somewhere in middle school. 7th or 8th, it was later in middle school. Youngest one on my travel team. And then that was probably the last year I played. I didn't play into high school. I think that was 8th grade when I was the youngest on the travel team. But I was also the shortest, but I was a beast, you know? I was good at basketball, you know? Not gonna lie, I do have a good crossover and a decent jump shot. But at the same time, I was too short. Like, that was my problem with basketball. I was too short always. Fuck out of here. It's saying I'm a DEI pick in basketball. 1v1 me in basketball. Let's see if I'm still a DEI pick. You know who is great at basketball? Charlie Kirk. You ever watch Charlie Kirk's huddle tapes? Holy shit. Charlie Kirk could fucking ball. Crazy.
You are the closest thing to an America First ripoff as it gets. Cut us for repeating content and mannerisms of NJF cause even that's risky, but get a life.
If you actually watch my show, you would know it's way different than Nick's show. You're a retard. Someone keeps fucking spamming about this this other guy on Kick. Who the fuck is it? Like, is this just a fucking scam? Someone keeps spamming in our chat about this other fucking guy. Who is it? This is just a guy gaming. Like, what do you mean? Like, if he wants to fucking... So they keep going, yo, he wants to stream with you. Tell him if he wants to stream with me to fucking DM me. I don't know who this is. But again, saying I'm an America First ripoff, I'm a huge supporter of Nick Fuentes and America First, but at the same time, my show is very different if you watch, and it's usually different topics as well. Yeah, the State of the Union's not the place for that. Someone goes, he doesn't shut down false stats, indulges, makes sad faces, and basically says, okay. He's a yes man. Fishback? No, I'll give you... Here, you want to see something interesting? Maybe I should have done a review of this, actually, because this was more interesting. Some people did a podcast with him, and, like, it disproves everything you just said. Literally disproves everything you just said about him being a yes man. I'm going to tell you which one it is to watch. Let me get it pulled up. Okay, so the Frojax interview. Frojax. It's called The Real Fishback Interview. Even at the end, he's like, I probably shouldn't even be talking to you guys. He still does, but he disagrees with them on many points. You said 35 minutes, 40 seconds in on Myron's pod with Fishback. Okay, let's get it pulled up just to check out what he's saying. Can you drop the link in the chat? Just drop the link, and then, like, when you send the link, have it at that timestamp and press the thing that brings me right to that timestamp. Because I don't want to go... Like, I'm trying to just go on with the comments. I don't want to be looking for the video and the time. Like, just send the link in the chat, and I'll skip to 35:40. That's all you got to do. Shut the fuck up, stupid. When I was saying speed it up, yeah, at the beginning of it, it took so fucking long for him to even get up on the podium. Like, that was fucking annoying. And they said it was going to be the longest State of the Union of all time, but it's like, it's not like Trump has done that much in his first year, or at least he hasn't done anything for America. He's done it for Israel, but that's ridiculous. But yeah, so to the two people in the chat, one, send me the Myron link, and to the other guy who's talking about the Tomcats guy, tell him to fucking DM me. Like, I don't know who the fuck it is. Good. I hope you fall off. I hope you completely fall. I hope you're a retard. You sound like one. Yazwa, stupid fucking last name. Jamin, you're 15. You're retarded. Your brain's not even close to fully developed. You're barely halfway there. Yeah, bad joke. Wait. I just realized I'm such a con. I don't think the audio is on for any of those fucking comments. Fuck me. Fuck me. Okay, we're gonna start from the beginning, do the comments again. He says, damn it, won't let me send the link. I don't know. Austin's in the chat. He goes, yo, how we doing? Did you propose to Sassy? No, I definitely will not. He goes, audio on here. Like you were able to hear the comment reading out? Let me know before I fucking go back and do it again, because that would be annoying. I will go... Oh, you could hear the comments? Like, okay, here. Let me see. Can you hear this right here? What's the last comment you heard? To the guy saying yes. What's the last comment you heard? If you remember anything about it. Let's hear. Now we're just waiting for this guy to fucking respond. Someone just gifted 2 subs. Austin just gifted subs. Let's go. W, Austin. Huge W. Ah, shit. I don't know. I was trying to find my link, but I was hearing. Okay, whatever. Here, just so I don't fuck this up, I am just gonna... We only got 3 comments in. Fuck it. We'll do them again. I don't give a shit. We're doing them again, just in case. I don't want to leave anyone out. Someone goes, Ayo. Okay. Broken Flintstone. If you have my Instagram, DM me the link to my Instagram right now. I'll get it pulled up. I'll get the video pulled up. And while I'm redoing the comments, so we got more time.
Donald Trump once again reading the Jewish script.
Yeah, embarrassing.
Who is letting James on the basketball team? That's gotta be a DEI pick.
You guys already heard my response to that. I used to fucking ball. Again, like, I'm not going to respond to every single one of these, but, like, in the same way it was before, but...
You are the closest thing to an America First ripoff as it gets. Cut us for repeating content and mannerisms of NJF, cause even that's risky, but get a life.
Yeah, that's retarded.
Jerry Springer Union continues.
And then this is, almost... Alright, we got...
Don't call people pussies for taking photos with Trump when every single person in the world will literally chase after Trump to get a photo with him, even the people that hate him, including Democrats and you.
I just don't think the State of the Union was the place for that, like I said. I feel weird acknowledging the comments and giving the same answer again. It feels odd.
Also, it looks like you're not on the mood to comment. You're complaining of the entire time about not going quick enough. You should have came in with an open mind instead of Trump has to be bad and here's the reasons why, because then you won't be interested, and I almost looks like you suffering from TDS.
Yeah, again, I acknowledge that. Retarded. Like, I wanted it to go faster because they said it was going to be the longest State of the Union of all time when Trump hasn't done shit, really. Or not shit for America. And, yeah, he took a fucking long time getting up to the podium there.
I lose brain cells listening to this podcast, LeMayo.
You probably don't have many to begin with, retard.
Most normal PPL who watch this lose brain cells too.
Jamin's a stupid bitch.
I still can't believe they took the GOAT Charlie Kirk from us.
I know. It's sad.
One person killed Charlie. That's it.
Jamin, you're retarded. Okay. When you DM it, let me know, because I'll check. When you do, I'll go check.
Hey James, viewer, for a while just never felt the urge to comment because I'm aware they get covered. End of following episode. Your comments on Andrews, the agent shot in the head in DC. Attire was beyond childish and he was deaf, hiding damage. YTF else would he put a hat on after a head tap?
Yeah,
Worst take you've had since
Relax.
I found you round September 10th, 2025, looking into all sides of Charlie.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a bad attempt at a joke. I've made a lot of bad jokes that, again, I think, or I speak twice as fast as I think. Sometimes I make jokes that aren't great. Sometimes I make a joke that I'm like, I shouldn't have said that, but it's a live show. I don't edit it. I just upload it. So, again, if you were offended by it, I'm not really going to apologize, but it was just a bad fucking joke. So, damn, don't have IG, and I tried on X, but no verified. I'm a brokey. Never mind on the point. Dude. Oh my, okay, let me see if I can... Okay. Because now you got me interested in this. Now I want to... Let's see. All right, let's see. Where's the fish back? Where's the fish back? I'm looking for it now. See, dude, I'm going out of my way for you here. He goes, I tried, dog. Yeah, dude, trying doesn't mean shit. Not to be a dick, but it's like, come on, dude. Where is this? Okay, I found it. What's the timestamp you said? 35 what? 35:40? All right, we'll start at 10 seconds before. We'll check it out. We'll see. I'll see if you're right about Fishback.
All right, what's your race?
I'm half Korean, half Italian.
All right.
Mamma mia! Yeah, that's good stuff, Bo. Good stuff.
That was really good.
Yeah, good timing.
Yeah. What about you?
Chris.
What's your name?
What's up?
What has he done to say? You said 34:40. What or 35:40? What has he done to? Oh, I'm at 34:40, not 35. You said 35:40.
It's easy money. I don't think it's bad personally. I'm putting out content. I don't consume it. Other men are the ones consuming it and paying for it. So I don't personally have a problem with
I'm
it.
not going to let them off the hook either.
Yeah, I have a problem with that. And a lot of girls are coached into it or have been like assaulted or abused in some way.
Sure.
And that's what leads into, I think, 90% of sex workers. It's just out of trauma. It's not because, oh, I want to go be a hoe for money.
Right. So if can I ask how much you're making a month?
Of course. Before, I'm not really doing it that much right now.
Okay.
I had an agency and did it full.
What do you mean boom? You say boom, like what are you talking about? He's not necessarily wrong in that. Like a lot of these women were coerced into this. Like that is correct. Like it's not like they're not still whores. They are still whores, but it's like he's not wrong in the idea that a lot of these women were coerced into this. So like I don't know. I don't. He goes 90%. Come on. Like no, I don't agree with you. Let's see. Someone goes Oh, I wasn't looking at the YouTube chat. I was looking at the Kick chat. Someone goes, I can't hear it on here. Never mind. Yeah, I got it fixed. I did them twice, so whatever, you know. 90% were coerced? No. I think they're all fucking sluts, but I think a lot of the women who do OnlyFans, they do it because they didn't have a father in their life who loved them. They do it because, beyond that, just role models in general. They do it because liberalism and feminism has led to this, you know? Feminism, like, when you truly test feminism, what you get is Bonnie Blue and OnlyFans. That's what you get. You get women selling their pussy. Like, women are retarded. They do it because it's easy money. They also do it because they're retards. Like, again, like, he's just being a politician. He's trying to be a nice guy. I don't think he's being a simp there. I don't think he would have fucked any of those women. I don't think he would have touched them with your dick. So, yeah, not a... I don't know. I don't agree about him being a simp.
My grandparents live in Ocean County, so I know about Lakewood. LOL, it's crazy what goes on there.
Yeah, crazy. I've asked some people I know from Jersey about, or who's still in Jersey about it, and they were like, yeah.
Oy vey, this guy's anti-satanic. He doesn't want a loan for $1,000. I was gonna give him the $500 loan he wanted. Just sign here and you pay me back $2,000 in interest for your $400 loan.
I love how you wrote it in a way that kind of made it read it out in a Jew voice. Like, that's so funny. Oy vey. This guy's anti-satanic because he doesn't want a loan for $1,000. Dude, Rogue, you're the fucking man. Like, Rogue, you are the man.
Again with the low IQ jokes.
It's not even a low, that's a funny joke. If anything, that's a high IQ joke. He wrote it in a way that would get the voice on my computer to read it in like a slightly Jewish tone. Like, that's objectively funny.
Gas is still $3 a gallon where I'm at in Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah, I think the last time I saw a gas price around me, it was below 3, but above like 260, above 270. I don't know. I drive a Tesla, so I really don't know a lot about it. I don't pay attention to gas prices.
He didn't say anything worth a fuck SMH.
Yeah, Trump didn't say anything crazy there either.
Like every other so too. All I hear is, everything good comes from me. Everything bad comes from my opponents.
Exactly.
And the government is the solution to all of your problems. 1 hour, 20 minutes, and 54 seconds. I don't like people used as political props either.
Yeah, they used a lot of people as props there. This guy in the chat goes 257 in Alabama.
Pass it 'em, but I don't believe them.
I see them, but I don't believe them. That's what, like, really one of the... To be honest, like, some of the funniest parts in Sopranos are when the Jews are involved. Like, there's not a lot of scenes, but they, like, fuck that guy up at the hotel, and they're fucking smacking the bell on his head on the counter. And then he's like, it's the Hasids. And he's like, I see them, but I don't believe them. And then he's talking, he's like to the guy, he's like trying to pay him off. He's trying to pay Tony off, and Tony slams him up against the wall. And he's like, but the Talmud says, he's like, I don't give a fuck what he says. He's like, you're a golem. He's like, you don't know what the fuck I am. Like, Tony fucking him up. And then they're about to cut off the Jewish guy's prick, and they're talking to him, and the guy's like, 900 Jews fought off thousands of Romans for years. And where are the Romans today? And he's like, you're looking at them, asshole. Incredible. Fucking incredible. Sopranos is really, it's all time. It's like, and in the, what is it? Is it, maybe it's in the first season. I know that for sure because the mom is still there. But Anthony Jr. is with the grandma, with Tony's mom. And then she's like, yeah, dad's been starting or they've been making me do therapy, or dad's starting therapy, or whatever it is. They're like, therapy? That's a racket for the Jews. It's actually incredible. It's so funny. Such a great show. If you haven't watched Sopranos, you truly are missing out on a masterpiece of a show. Plus, I will say, one of my great uncles is in Sopranos as an extra. It's incredible.
Automobiles are lower? Why is a Ford the same price as a Porsche, and why are Miatas pushing 40 grand?
A lot of cars are really expensive now, yeah. I mean, some American-made cars are a little cheaper, but not really.
Every single Orthodox Jew in the world knows about the town Lakewood, New Jersey, because the Jews built it in the 60s. So what are you saying they took it over? It's like the most famous Jewish town because of Beis Medrash Jevoah, where Jews go to study for some time before they get married, and for like a year or two after they get married. Most people go to work, very few stay and study. Also, the Jews of Lakewood gives all the money to the taxes, so they should decide where the money goes to.
Defunding public schools and funding private Jewish schools, that's fucking insane that you would even be okay with that.
Lakewood still has non-Jews there, like a lot of them. Who do you think is the baggers in the stores? Who do you think does the deliveries, and their kids go to public school? All those kids are still on all the teams. Happens to be most of those people, I would say, don't really pay taxes, so like their public schools basically sponsored by the Jews, but there's a whole black community there also, so you'll be playing those people. I think there was one that even made it to the NBA or something.
I don't know, let's see. Lakewood, New Jersey. I know some people from Plainfield, New Jersey. Like Karl Anthony Towns, Plainfield, New Jersey. I watched him play. Lakewood, NJ, NBA players. Let's see if there's any. No way. Okay, J.R. Smith is from there. That's crazy. J.R. Smith is a beast. I like J.R. Smith. He kind of folded in the NBA championship that one time. People actually argue that he threw that game on purpose for money. I don't think that's true, but maybe. I always like J.R. All right, let's see this next comment from Fidel.
Did she just say that the Jews don't work? No. I personally have an uncle who lives there. He's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Don't get me started. He went to there and then he went to work. There are so many Jews who went there and then became rich. Listen, anti-Semitism isn't a real thing. I don't believe in it. I call it jealous of Jews, and you're jealous. She's jealous, and all the people will complain about are jealous. I'm happy for you to be jealous of me.
I promise I'm not jealous of you at all. I'm poor. I would rather my life than your life, Fidel, any day. And you talk about being rich. So I'm just fine with my life. I would rather be Italian and Greek than Jewish any day. And also, you're an orthy. Like, that's just, that's a little odd to me.
When you say anti-Semitic, people hear anti-satanic.
W. Rogue.
Rogue, are you forgetting we all know you're gay? Your lines aren't going to help you get out of it.
All right, you got to use the right variation of your if you're going to insult somebody. And calling Rogue gay, that's crazy.
Judaism isn't satanic.
Okay, Christian, you say you're a Christian, but you say they're not. Again, what do you think about Revelations 3:6 through 3:9? I'm curious. What is your interpretation of those things? Let's read it right now. Let's see. Where can I get it pulled up? Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee. What do you think of that, about that? Especially the beginning part. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Curious, what's your interpretation of that? As a Christian, as a Bible-following Christian, what do you believe that means? Because you're like, they're not satanic, but okay. Let's hear. People like this are retarded.
Major TDS.
Yeah, retarded.
Are MAGA embarrassed by Trump yet?
Go ask them. Why the fuck are you asking me? Someone in the comments goes, hell no. Okay, you're a retard.
They should be. And Dems should be embarrassed of Biden. Biden was definitely less bad than Trump, but still not that good. And Trump just kept whining about the 2020 election. Get over it, buddy. You lost fair and square and now you are POTUS again.
Well, that's actually bullshit. He didn't lose fair and square. There was more mail-in. Like, Jamin, are you pro mail-in ballot, you fucking retard? Like, shut the fuck up. It was like 70% of the fucking vote. Like, fuck off. That's so stupid. The election was robbed from 2020. To the guy saying hell no, it's like, dude, you're not going to make it. You should be embarrassed by Trump.
Hell no.
You should. Someone goes, no jealousy, just awakening happening. It means they are fake news for not accepting Christ. And then he wrote Jews under. I'm guessing you meant fake Jews?
Spotify keeps deleting my comments. On the Tyler Oliveira episode, I commented on Tyler being a one-half not being intimidated by a certain group of people and it got deleted. Yeah, because it has a racial slur in there.
Stupid reply. Alright, let's see.
James the first huge fan of the show recently found yours about a week or two ago. But recently here in Utah and many other states I'm seeing lots of kids walk out of school to protest ICE and I don't agree with it other than it's their First Amendment right, but a lot of people protesting are third to fifth gen immigrants. And for someone like me who's a third gen immigrant from Spain, hate to see it because we are Americans and shouldn't be waving any other flag than the American flag.
Yeah, that's terrible. It's indoctrination of children.
If these people are so proud of the Mexican flag etc., they wouldn't have left.
Yeah, I agree.
You enjoy bringing up how we went to war in Iraq for Israel. What you failed to mention is the Prime Minister at the time actually told Bush not to go. Benjamin Netanyahu at the time was a private citizen. He argued to go but not as the government position. It was a private citizen saying it much different, but it doesn't feel your narrative, so don't mention it. Okay, I agree. If I'm trying to push a narrative and something doesn't align, I would either mention it.
That's retarded. Again, there's multiple parties and factions in Israel. I'm not saying every Israeli was like, yeah, they have to go invade Iraq for us, but the Likud party and Benjamin Netanyahu's faction was on that side, and they did testify to Congress that we should, and we did follow them. The war-hungry neocons like Wolfowitz and those retards, Dick Cheney and that group of people, yeah, they did listen to Benjamin Netanyahu there. So stupid fucking take.
Just not getting more affordable for you when you continue this podcast. Get a normal job like the rest of us and you'll see you'll make more money, or of course already offered. You become pro-Israel and you'll see what's coming. $7,000 a podcast.
Yeah, I would rather shit on Israel and make less money than be pro-Israel, fake it, and be make $7,000 a podcast. That's just selling your soul. My soul is not for sale. Sorry. Either is my integrity.
What's your opinion on John Kiriakou, the SIA whistleblower? He seems to be getting a lot more popular lately and a lot of people are hearing things they never thought they would hear.
Yeah, I actually thought about doing a video about him today instead of doing the video about Candace, because it was really fucking no news to talk about, but I've been seeing this guy everywhere, and maybe that's orchestrated, I'm not sure, but I will say I find it funny, because the edits are hilarious, the way they like speed up and slow down his voice, they're actually so fucking funny. But yeah, there is some crazy shit, and he is against Israel. But yeah, maybe we'll do a show about him this week if it continues to be a slow news week.
Tucker has said so many things sympathetic to Islam. What the fuck are you talking about? He literally went to the middle and accepted a Quran from this sheikh he bought house Qatar. He made sarcastic comments about Sharia law, trying to minimize it harmfulness. He said he would give Osama bin Laden's family condolences. He went to Jordan to do promotional puff piece. He has literally defended Muslims so many times, and not just individuals but the religion.
Yeah, he defends all religions. Saying he's pro-Islam is retarded. I think he's just... He's Tucker. Like, that's his personality. So fucking stupid.
Didn't you see the hypocritical speech he made in Amfest?
Someone wrote 0 out of 10 rage bait, and I agree. And then this is funny. Like, this is retarded. He goes, I'm going to start it, then I'm going to stop it right away, and you'll see why.
Stephen Miller, guy closely associated with white nationalist groups, is for Brown.
Stephen Miller is not white. Stephen Miller is a Jew. He is not white. That's why I stopped it. He is not a Jew. He's not white. He's literally a Jew.
Stephen Miller, guy closely associated with white nationalist groups, is for Browning America? Really? Why don't you just say Jew, 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 and I will know what your mindset is. Not all Zionists are pro-immigration. In fact, many people on the left hate Zionists because they view them as anti-immigration.
Dude. Calling Stephen Miller a white nationalist is actually retarded.
The Trump administration, with Miller's influence, criticized the 1965 Immigration and Nationality Act, arguing it changed the U.S. demographic makeup in ways they see as problematic, suggesting that higher levels of immigration from Latin America and Asia have negatively affected national cohesion. Miller has also pushed the view that the U.S. would have been better off favoring immigrants from Western Europe over those from third world countries.
I completely agree. I would rather have the Europeans than I would anyone from South America, anyone from any of these shitholes. So again, your point is stupid. Your point is retarded. And they're not even like they're not even doing anything about it though. They're bringing in more immigrants legally than they're deporting. So like, shut the fuck up. Your whole point is stupid.
Ben Shapiro, is that you?
That's what it feels like.
Rogue, shut up. Stephen Miller isn't white in the traditional sense, but you don't have to be fully white to be a white nationalist. Realistically speaking, also, the man literally looks Southern European.
He looks like a Jew.
Technically, you can't be racist if you shit on everyone equally.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that.
Should start a petition to move these people to the ghetto of Philly. We'd see a change overnight.
That would be crazy. Move all the Jews into like South Philly. That would be crazy. Rogue, the first thing he put there, you got to get that in the book of Nickelodeons. Technically, you can't be racist if you shit on everyone equally. I like that quote.
Favorite black person? Mine is CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb, that sucks that you're a Cowboys fan, man. I do not like the Cowboys. I'm going to stick with the answer I wrote in the comments. I think Mike Tyson. I like Tyson a lot. I really do. I've always liked him, and I've met him. Cool guy.
Joel Bauman called out Jimmy Kimmel for being a diddler after an MMA fight post-win speech. Martin Luther King. He knew about you rats.
Okay, we got just a few more comments here, and then we are done. We got one more here, and then we got 4 fucking replies from Fidel, and then we're done. Kobe Bryant, actually. Someone in the chat said that, and I agree. That was so sad. I remember breaking the news that Kobe Bryant died I was living in a house with 5 guys at the time in college, and I remember I got the notification. I was like, Kobe Bryant died. Nobody believed me. And I was just shocked, and I was so sad. And I always loved Kobe. Literally, my high school yearbook quote was a Kobe quote. I've always loved Kobe. Arguably, I think he's possibly one of the best to ever, I think he might be the best to ever play. Kobe's dedication to the game is so fucking unreal. And the NBA sucks now. I mean, the NBA really sucks now. Kobe being dead is so fucking sad. To people who don't watch the NBA or aren't sports fans, you'll never get it. But like, Kobe was... And it's sad that his daughter died too. His daughter was on the helicopter with him that crashed. That's so sad. His daughter would have been a WNBA player.
With the U.S. hockey team being the same cast as the American show Heated Rivalry, I'm not surprised that the United States of Israel took the gold medal in hockey with the gay agenda being pushed so hard. LOL. Oh yeah, and the United States of Israel has the biggest body count of all countries. LOL.
I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. Alright. Fidel's got so many fucking comments here.
It's not a loophole, it's just we have our way of life and we don't want to mess it up, for 2,000 years since we went into exile we didn't mess it up. Now you're coming and telling me play with my child so I can give him pork while he's at my house. We don't want that. We don't want our children watching certain things that shouldn't be seen, that other people may think they can see it. It's just about us, so for your own good you don't want to play with us, you understand?
Yeah, I'm fine not having my kids play with the fucking... like, that's fine. I don't even know specifically what he's talking about with the loophole. But there are some crazy things that got exposed there, and Tyler Oliveira's making a new video now about the Cars for Kids thing. I guess I was late to that. A lot of people were red-pilled on that a lot earlier. But the Cars for Kids apparently is a big Jewish scam. 90% of the money goes to their sister company, and all the cars go to Jewish kids. Like, that was never in the commercials, the 1877 Cars for Kids. That was crazy.
I don't think it's racist, I think it's more sheltered. They a lot of times stay in their enclave, so when people who are Jewish or people come to YouTube videos it's not like a normal thing for them, so it's different. It's hard to explain obviously. If I would be there, I'm a pro at this, you know what I'm saying? Maybe next time he should inform me and I'll come down. Kidding anyways, and our video is not going to explain anything, it's just going to make it look bad.
Yeah, but he didn't try and make anything look bad. Like, it was very clear, like his video in New Jersey was very different from his one in New York. You could maybe argue in New York he was trying to make people look bad. In the New Jersey one, he took a completely different angle to it, and he didn't.
I could tell you why it was anti-Semitic, because he portrayed that every single Jew is a welfare addicted to, yet I know he didn't say it but he betrayed it. Yet what he failed to mention that all the people he was interviewing obviously weren't going to be at work because it was middle of the workday, so he got the few people over 100,000 you don't work to say now that all Jews don't work. You see what he did there? That is what anti-Semitism is.
That's not what anti-Semitism is. That's retarded. That's such a reach.
Okay, once again the guy was wrong. Shamrim and Hatzalah is legalized even in the state of New York. It's legalized. Actually, Hatzalah is legalized in most states in this country that have Jewish communities, I mean big ones. And not only that, you can look at the statistics. They all do better than paramedics on their tests when they get tested by the government to see if they could become a legal member. But it's okay, you don't want to know the truth, you're looking to hate on Jews.
No, I just don't like that they're defunding public schools to take the money and put it into their Jewish private schools. I actually find that to be fucking ridiculous. That goes against everything the American system stands for. And again, like, here's the thing, like, Jews were expelled from 109 countries, and Jews always argue that every time it was anti-Semitism. But a lot of those countries and a lot of the history argues that it was because of things like this, because they would work tribally within their own group. They wouldn't go be socialized around other people. They would work against the towns they lived in. They would work within their own communities. A lot of different countries made a big deal of this and did expel them over this. And they always cried anti-Semitism and all these things, but if you get kicked out of 109 countries, was it really anti-Semitism every time? Like, maybe you can make an argument that a few of them maybe just didn't like them, but you can't make the argument that 109 times that it was every time they were just being racist or anti-Semitic. No. You have to accept some responsibility that there are bad practices that don't assimilate well into American culture, and when you try and practice them in American culture, it's not going to be looked at well. Like, I'm not going to look at it favorably when they are defunding public schools to put the money into their Jewish private schools. I'm not going to look at it well when they're using public residences. They're putting stoplights outside of public fucking, or like literally outside of people's houses because they're using these houses as churches. They're taking up both sides of the street. People can't even drive through. I'm not going to look favorably on that as an American, and that's very understandable. And the fact that you can't get that through your head is the exact reason why the Jews have been expelled from 109 countries, because they always cry and say it's anti-Semitism and never say, like, oh, maybe we're just not being good citizens in the society we're in. Like, you have a responsibility to assimilate to where you live. If I was to move to India, if I was to move to Japan or Pakistan, if I was to move to China, I would be forced to assimilate. And if I didn't, they would deport me, kill me, jail me. But in America, people come here and they don't assimilate, and that's not okay. People should be forced to assimilate. So I find your logic to be extremely flawed. And then also, you look at some of the things coming out of there. Like I said, the Cars for Kids is a great example. Every person my age has it burned in their heads. The 1877 Cars for Kids, all those fucking kids playing their instruments, that was a Jewish scam. And you could Google that. Anyone can Google that and find out the information about it. And Tyler Oliveira is making a new video about it. But not, like I said, 90% of the money was going to their sister company. They were giving all the cars to specifically Jewish kids. That was never advertised in the commercial. And I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't have done those things or given money to it or given their cars to it if they knew that. You know, that's just dishonest. And they're taking advantage of loopholes in the, 501c3, I think, the charity loophole within a government tax system. So, again, like, that's the problem. And the more people like you fail to acknowledge that, the worse it gets for people like you at the same time. So, no real sympathy there. But that's going to be the end of the show. Not much more to talk about there. Let's see if there's, like I said, I got to keep going back between tabs to check the chats. Okay, that's it. We're going to sign off. Thank you for being fans of the show. Thank you for tuning into the show. Remember to like, smash the follow button. We read all the comments at the end of each show, so give us a comment. I asked some questions earlier in the show. Try and answer them in the comments. If not, whatever. It's okay. But whatever platform you're watching on, remember to give a follow there. Follow me on X, Instagram as well. Rate the show 5 stars on Spotify. Join my Telegram channel by scanning the code up in the corner. Thank you guys for being fans of the show. Thank you for tuning in. And I will see you guys tomorrow on Thursday. Hope you guys do have a blessed night.
Sorry, but I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world, there's room for everyone. The good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful, but we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls. It has barricaded the world with hate. It has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much, feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness, gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent. All will be lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness of men. Cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world. Millions of despairing men, women, and children. Victims of a system that makes men torture. God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all